It could be a lot worse.
Plus size and on a plane. Of course I can't put the trade down now. And plus size and on a plane. Of course I'm going to sit beside the smallest member of my family. And plus size and on a plane. Of course the armrest is digging. And plus size and on a plane. Of course I have to shimmy down the aisle sideways.
Do these people not understand
and plus size and on a plane. Of course I need to see my lip sector. And plus
My first thought of that was, this is all fucking AI.
No,
but it's not.
These people are painfully real. Well, here's the thing about these.
Are painfully real, man.
Listen, here's something about these broad stroke fat bitches that you got to understand.
Yeah.
To get that fat, you have to have an insane amount of narcissism.
Yes.
Coupled with extreme lack of self-control.
Also, yes.
So they're selfish, they have no self-control, but yet we have to modify all of our fucking aircraft and all of the doorways and everything to accompany 400-pound people who are fat because they did it to themselves. They're not disabled. It's not like, they're missing arms and legs and we have to figure shit out. They fucking did it to themselves with double Tourette's of the motherfucking elbow.
Yep. Yeah, and if we bring a suitcase or luggage on the plane that's oversized, we have to pay an additional $50 to $60 to get that baggage on the plane. But then you got 450-pound hippos like this getting on the plane, and they're not getting charged extra.
Yeah.
So
I had some high school friends. You might actually know one of them. I'll tell you his name later, Popp. But I stayed at their house very briefly when I came back from LA after my stint in the Army. And at night they would sit there and watch TV on separate couches and each eat probably 2 quarts of ice cream and a whole bag of Oreos.
All right.
And now, I mean like every night.
All right. Now, listen. When I was in the Army and in high school, I used to eat like that. And I loved it because I was young and I'd get away with it.
Yeah.
But roughly about a year ago, after, 2022, it took me a year to try to figure out what the fuck was going on. I was waking up in the morning with blood sugars 110 to 115. Now, typically when you go to bed and you're healthy, you should wake up with a blood sugar of 100 or less. Ideally, you want something between 80 and 90. So I talked to a endocrinologist, and he said, well, you're pre-diabetic. And I'm like, can you expound on that? And he's like, well, you ate like shit for years, and every time you eat, your blood sugar spikes, and then it comes down, and then after a while, your insulin quits working as effectively, and these spikes will go up, and then you'll notice a trend over time where it just doesn't come down, and sooner or later, you're waking up with blood sugars of 160 or higher, and you're a type 2 diabetic.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had to give up the sugar and the carbs and what have you. And I mean, I'll eat carbs and stuff every now and again, but I cannot sit down and eat a quart of ice cream, even though Evil Popp wants his chocolate chip mint ice cream. It's just not going to happen.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Popp for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the meat caser box.